And get ready for all the action of the BBL Central.
Thank you to the Big Red Roo for introducing us. Here we are back again on the BBL Central podcast for this round 6 week, about to kick off in Coffs Harbour tonight. I'm joined by my two friendly conspirators as usual. Rossco, how you going there, mate?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. Just give us the good news. Being living in Coston or Brad, please just give us some good news that we're going to see some cricket this time, please.
I don't know yet. It's hot. It's humid. This is what it was like yesterday. It was hot and it was humid.
Yeah.
And we got a fair bit of rain last night. So, but is that all the rain we're going to get? Certainly not as bad as what it was yesterday.
Yeah.
So for that reason, it could be good. But it's very hard in Coffs to tell, as you know. It's very hard to have a race day or anything here. It's just, it's just crazy. Very crazy.
Other than that, not too bad. Pretty subpar score, 839. Lost 244 spots, back to 1289. So still in reach of that top 1,000 that I'm aiming for. Some very average scores. Chris Jordan, Rolly Meredith, Maxwell, who we're going to talk about a bit later on. Nathan Ellis even was another one. I did get lucky because I was originally not going to take Stoinis' score, and I was going to captain Cooper Connolly until Stoinis took that catch towards the end of the game and about the 19th over. I ended up changing my mind and taking his score, which lucky I did because that would have probably cost me about another 80 points. So that would have been a big hit if I'd have done that. Other than that, it's pretty much it. So, just plotting along at the moment. And, First red arrow of the season so far, so not too bad. So still reasonably happy with the how I'm travelling, but struggling a bit with my head-to-heads at the moment. Unfortunately, I think I only have 1 win out of 7 this week, which is my Kashi. So that's the main thing. Hopefully get back on track this week.
No, very good. And we also have. It's good to hear that you're still plodding along okay. I got, what did I get? Score very close to 900. I think it was over 900, but I still had some green arrows. So I still went up by 200 spots. So just sitting right on just near the 1,000 mark.
I think you and I are only one overall total points. You and I only 1 point difference.
Wow,
you had a tape ranking. So I'm 1289 and you're 1281.
Ooh. Close. Thanks. Tim, how are you going?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks, boys. Excuse me, the viewers. See, I'm a bit busted and bruised. Just had some bits cut off my face earlier this morning. So it's unfortunately wasn't a nose job. I'm still pretty ugly. Just some spots cut out. So, for anyone who's watching and wants to know why I'm all padded up, that's it. But for those that are listening, it makes no difference to you. Yeah, look, a good score, actually. The boys, the last round, it's the complete opposite to my EPL score at the moment. Look, I got a 942 for BBL, 942, which was a solid score for the round. I think I topped all of our scores in our off-the-bench BBL group. So, pretty happy with that. I went up to just over 2,000 ranks, so I'm inside the top 7K now. 13 trades left and still got a boost. So on the up and up still, hopefully.
Well, let's be honest. It can't be any worse than where you ended up last week. That was a bit of not a greatest week, was it?
No, that's it, mate. I've had 3 good green arrows in a row, but it was pretty hard to go any further back when you were mid-fleet. That's for sure.
All right. So I guess without mucking around too much, we should just get straight into.
And now it's time for Around the Grounds with Rossco.
Yeah, yes, there you go, Ross.
Banana man.
Never looked so good holding a banana around the cricket pitch.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
We'll get on to the news for round 6. So for the Thunder, David Willey will be playing his first game for them this round after I think, was he playing the ILT 20 possibly, Brad? Have I got that correct? I think it might have been, or one of the other comps he was playing in.
He's a professional, jumps from comp to comp around the world. He's one of those ones. I really rate him very highly. I like him.
Yeah, it's a good pickup for the Thunder. It really is. It's. I think that I said when we did our pod the other day, given the short turnaround of how many days, the Thunder are still looking for another import because obviously they've lost Shadab Khan and Lockie Ferguson, so they are looking to sign someone else. For the Scorchers, David Payne will be available, as will Jai Richardson. He's been released from the test squad. David Payne will arrive any day after he's hit in the ILT 20. He made the final against, I think it was the team that Sam Curran plays in, who I think got 74 off about 50 balls and ended up getting the man of the match in the final. So both Payne and Jai Richardson will be available, obviously not relevant really to buy with no doubles. Shadab Khan has gone home. He will be back possibly for round 9 or the finals for the Thunder if they make it. And Sam Curran, who I just spoke about. Now, this could take into effect that he's going to be available for the second game of the Sixers double, so he obviously won't play tonight, but he will play the second game. This could have some ramifications on Jack Edwards as to where he bats in the order, because the talk is that Sam Curran could come ahead of him, sliding Edwards back slightly. So if you are looking to VC Jack Edwards for this round, just maybe take that into account too. I don't think it'll affect him in regards to how many overs he bowls. I'd imagine he'll come into the team and he'll probably replace either Menenti or Hayden Kerr in the team. But given he was batting in the ITL 20 and can hit a ball, as Brad knows that, I wouldn't be surprised if he slots in that order a bit earlier as well. And then the other news to finish off for this round is Ollie Peake. He's off to the Under-19s World Cup now. So his season is over with the Gades. So he will be obviously unavailable for the rest of the season and not available for their double.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyone that got on him with a cheapie, get off him because he's about done.
But other than that, that's all the news for this round.
Well, not a great deal happening, but there's a couple of, as I said, that David Willey, he went very well for WA when he played here. He's played a few teams now, but he certainly, WA was his best season. So he doesn't mind Australian wickets bowling a hard ball into the pitch. So he knows the conditions. He's not going to struggle with acclimatisation like Bubba Bazam and some of the other imports that come out here for the first time. He's very used to playing in different competitions around the world. And Sam Curran, well, he is the good Curran, right? If you think Tom Curran goes okay, which he does. I mean, I hate to have any of them bowl at me, but Sam Curran's a good one.
He can certainly feel better than his brother too, just quietly. After that catch he dropped last night that cost me 40 points. Because Ralph would have got 30 points for that because he would have got the bonus for the 3 wickets, and then would have got Curran for the catch too. So that was 40 points down the drain. Absolute shit. I don't know how he dropped it, but yeah. Just quickly, Brad, sorry, just on Sam Curran, just for those who are thinking, well, maybe it's a sneaky play to bring him in and play him but even though he doesn't play the first game, but the issue is he won't be available for the second game of their second double in the last round because he will be leaving after the first game of their double in round 9 to go to play for England, I think in the one-day international comp or something. So if you are thinking about bringing in Sam Curran, just don't do it. There's no point. He's only going to play 3 if he was available, for the both games of the double in the last round. Yeah, maybe you could possibly do it as a bit of a pod play, but I really don't see any point in it myself. You guys, you agree with that, Brad? You're nodding your head.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. There's nothing I can disagree there. He, although he has definite quality, he's going to affect. He'll have more of an effect, like you alluded to, the players that are around him. It could affect Dwarfus. It will affect her. I don't think it'll affect Joel Davies. I think he's the one safe one out of the pack because they don't keep bringing in spinner. Yeah, they've got that other English Chopra or whatever his name is. That they've definitely got a preference towards Davies. That's been proven already.
And also too, they've got Todd Murphy who'll come straight back in after the test as well. Yeah. That's the thing. He may even get released from the squad. We haven't heard anything yet. He may get released and play the second game of the double too for the Sixers. We don't know. The only thing we know is that Jai Richardson has been released to play this round.
Murphy.
Todd Murphy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if he can't take, he obviously can't take any part in this test. So you would think that there's a chance that he gets released. Full stop. I'd be surprised.
Well, we thought that too with other players that weren't getting a run. It didn't happen either, really, did it? I mean, we expected Nestle and guys like that too as well, and it didn't happen. So
I could understand that when there's still tests to go, but considering this is the last test, you would think that he'd probably. And I mean, it's not as if the batters need spinning practice because there's no spinners in the English team that are bowling to him anyway. So there's sort of not really a great deal of point to have him around the team other than the fact of having him around the team. But surely he could jump on a plane. He could jump on a plane, go play some T20 cricket and still be in and around the team.
I've never really dived into it, and I really should. But the new concussion protocols that came out make the 12th man a lot more relevant than what he has been over the last few years.
Yeah.
So, if we go back about 7-8 years ago, Jack Edwards as a 17-year-old was coming on as the 12th man in the Sydney Test. That's where we all discovered him. We went, who the fucking hell is this?
Yeah, you've seen it happen in other tests too, where the guys just came in on the sub-fielders that you'd never even seen before. Yeah. They're probably just local cricket players playing state cricket. Yeah. But now it's all a bit different now. So, look, I kind of get it in a way, but, yeah, it would have been good if they released Murphy for the Sixers anyway. But anyway, look, Joel Davies is doing a great job. So
I didn't realize he's actually 12th man. I thought he was just out of the squad.
I don't know who was actually named in 12th man.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just making the point that the 12th and 13th man are actually relevant. A little bit more relevant because one of them is a head knock concussion protocol person and the other is the actual 12th man. You can enact one or the other if there is a serious concussion that rules a player out. And
whereas in tests in previous seasons, it hasn't been like that, and they've been able to release these guys.
Yeah.
So that's where the difference is, like Brad said. So I get it, but
Now, Matt Knight, g'day, Matt, by the way. He's just dropped a question in. I'm going to leave that one for a little bit, Matt, because it is very relevant, and we are going to discuss that. Or should we go straight to Edwards now and discuss our thoughts on him?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's just do it now. Might as well.
All right, okay.
Rip the Band-Aid off, I reckon. He's probably the most relevant player this round that everyone's going to want to know.
Okay, so what Matt has asked is thoughts on anti-potting Edwards and Curran, with Curran likely affecting his role for the second game of the double and going a batsman with a decent batting pitches expected tonight and at MCG. Yeah, what do you think, boys?
Well, I watched the while it was on lunch at the Sydney Test. I watched the BBL Playbook podcast, and Maxie Bryden brought up that Coffs is a very good batting pitch, very short square boundaries. As I alluded to before, I think he may affect Edwards. He may slot back a spot to number 7, but I just think the way he's bowling at the moment, like he's been bowling really well. So I think it's a risk to leave him out. It's a bit different to Maxwell, where Maxwell wasn't really bowling and he was batting wherever he floated in the order. But I think it would be very game to not go with Edwards this round. But you could make a case for it, absolutely. Because who do they play in the second game of their double? I think it's the Stars, isn't it? So at the MCG. I think it depends on if you need to play catch up or not. I mean, if you're back in the pack a bit and you're looking to make some ground, then obviously it's probably anti-potting him would be the go, because you need to, if you follow the pack, everyone's going to own him. Like, he's probably going to be one of the highest traded in this round, I'd imagine. I think it's a bit of a risk, but we also said that about Maxwell, that fading him would be a risk, and look how that paid off for those who faded him. So Yeah, look, it's I don't know. But
I loved it. But yeah, I loved anti-podding Maxwell last week. And I love the fact that it went okay for me. However, I don't know if I could anti-pod Edwards. This one's a bit riskier, only because he's got 4 overs in him, and even tonight on this deck, 4 overs is going to mean a lot. And as we've seen, he just doesn't get 2 wickets; he gets 3 wickets, which gives us a bonus, which is so important as far as what your points are concerned. Yes, he might not have as big a role in the second game with Curran there, but I reckon he still gets 4. He'll get 4 overs. The form he's in, there's no way that they won't give him 4. So, where Maxwell was a bit oh God, if you're lucky if you get 2 overs or 1 overs out of him, and usually they're just pies anyway. And then he's batting at number 7.
Even though he came in early, he didn't look great, did he? I mean, that innings last night in that game, to play a shot like that. I mean, I don't want to carry on too much about it, but that was poor by the Stars. I mean, why would you send him in that early when the surge is sort of nearly coming? You're better off just bringing in Stoinis ahead of him and then bringing Maxi in a bit later on in the innings when they're about to take the surge. But the shot was terrible at the end of the day. His last 2 shots, both his shots in that double was absolutely woeful. But yeah,
it didn't make much sense, did it? You had a young fella at the crease. So what do? They put another young fella that's even younger at 18 to bat with him. Why wouldn't you be?
And the commentator said that. Why wouldn't you put someone experienced in with him?
Yeah, that's right. Put Stoinis up in. Just the whole thing, and then the batting order from there just really fell away even further.
That's what worries me about the Stars. Yeah, they won their first 4 games, but they also won their first 4 games when they batted second. But the last 2 games that they've lost, they've actually batted first. And it's they just need to stop mucking around with their top order. Just leave it as it is, and then play it as it is. Like that, the last 2 games that they played with that double, the flipping with the batting order was just so frustrating as owners of some of these players. So,
by the way, there Matt is sitting. Nice. Good stuff, man.
Well done.
Terrific work. A big round of applause there for Matt. That's fantastic. So I hope we've helped out there. Yeah. Both me and Rossco are sitting about 1,000. We won't ask Timmy where he's sitting, but I'm very purely, and it's not just a cop out, but I'm very much head-to-head orientated. So from my head-to-head perspective, I will not run with it. I won't run without Edwards, only because all my opposition are, and it's not making a lot of sense to me to anti-pod him. There might be somebody else I'm going to anti-pod, but it won't be him.
Look, it's sitting in 80th. It's a massive risk to leave out someone like him. It's huge because if you don't own him and he goes massive. So just in perspective, the first game of the first double he played in round 1, despite the fact there was a rain delay in that first game, I think he scored 220 points over those 2 games, or 230 points. So it's a massive risk leaving him out. But thanks for the question, Matt. I was just having a look through our overall leaders now in the BBL Central group, and he's not in there. So he mustn't have jumped into our overall group. And unfortunately, it's a bit late now because it's closed. Just while we're at it, I'll do a quick shout out to our top 3. We've got Jesse, the coach of the Jaguars, sitting 20th overall. Rodney, the coach of Rod Runner, sitting in 44th overall. And Bryce Mitchell, Bryce, the coach of Bryce Mitchell, sitting in 49th overall. We've got 4 people currently in the top 50, and we've got a stack of them in the top 1,000. There's a heap of them there. So, and a shout out to Dave's son Kyle, who's sitting in about 582nd overall. So he's flying as well. So great work there. And the Scobes as well, who's I think's in about 177th overall as well. So well done to those guys.
All right. No, excellent stuff there. And Matt, that's really good stuff. We really do appreciate the question. Just make sure that you keep us informed, eh? Drop us a message every now and again, or if you see it come up, drop us a message. Love to know how people who are watching going on in the overall. Matty Ollerud says, I'll help you out, Timmy. He's in rank 6,900. He's got you covered though, Tim.
Yeah. No, it's it's a lovely place to be all the way back in about 7K.
All right, let's have a quick look at the trade trends. Most traded out this week. I'll get that. I'll start with them. Ross, you can do the trade-ins. Number one is Maxwell. Number two, Finn Allen. Number three, Jack Wilderness. All of those make complete and utter sense, as does Shabbat Khan in 4. Chris Jordan in 5 sort of makes sense. Tom Curran, I'll talk about him in a minute. Nathan Ellis, makes sense. Mitch Owen, Marcus Stoinis, and Sam Harper. Stoinis and Harper both have BEs and around about 80 to 90. So, Harper's up and now at 155 grand. If you're like me and you jumped on back at when he was bugger all, well, then now's the time definitely to jump off. So there's a couple of there that are clear cut. The only one I don't find very clear cut is Tom Curran.
Sorry, Brad. Yeah. The only thing, Stoinis is 124 BE and Harper's is only 65.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So Stoinis is right up there, whereas Harper's is half of what that is.
That's still in one game. You got to get 65. That's going to be. He's about. You'd think that suggests to you that he's at his ceiling there. He's about. Well, now I know.
I don't know if I'd be selling Stoinis. It's that sort of play that you want when there's only one team with double. Like I imagine people are using that, that cash to go to. I really don't like that trade at all. I'm not a fan of it. Tom Curran are kind of getting away, but
why? He's going to get 4 overs. He's got be bats relevant enough at times
because people might need to else. But I'll probably sell Harris Ralph before I sold Tom Curran though.
Yeah, it's
absolutely. I would do that one. I think Sam Harper, he's one of the more informed batters of the comp, isn't he? So, yeah,
I'd imagine most people are trading him out to bring in Josh Philippe. So,
and that's a sideways trade. I get it, and obviously Philippe plays one more game this round than what Harper does. So, no, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, dollar for dollar wise, it's a sideways dollar for dollar trade, and they obviously play in the same position. So,
Harper's 2 is Philippe, Edwards, and Abbott. So if you are trading him to one of those first 2, I really don't mind. So,
no, I sort of get it. Like I said, for him to even hit 65 is hard, and you're not going to be keeping him long term. So you might as well jump off him now. Curran and Stoinis, they still have a fair bit of relevance about them. You're going to lose money off someone, so where do you go? I'm keeping both Stoinis and Curran, by the way. So my opponents know that now already. All right, Rossco, what are people trading in?
Okay, well, obviously the predominantly amount of them that are being traded in are 6s. So we've got Abbott number 1, Joel Davies number 2, Philippe number 3, Edwards, Dwarshuis, Barbara Azam, Moses Enriquez, Daniel Hughes, David Warner, and Lloyd Pope. I think obviously probably the top 5 makes sense. I'm not sure about Bubba. Moses obviously is cheap at only 61.5k, but again, I don't really like that at all. He's batting 4, not bowling. Not convinced by that. Daniel Hughes, I yes and no on that one. I'm not sure, because just be aware that if you do bring him in for the double, there's a good chance he probably won't play both games of the last double in round 9, because I'd imagine Steve Smith comes in and he's probably the one who's going to go. So just be wary of that. David Warner, I've already spoke about, don't like it. Lloyd Pope, to me, is chasing last week's points, because other than getting the 100 or whatever he got last round, he's really done nothing at all. Yes, they've got a double coming up, and yes, he's got a low break even, but I'm not a fan of that trade at all. What do you guys think about trading Lloyd Pope?
I like it.
Yeah?
I don't mind it.
Really?
Well, he's played every game.
Okay.
That's what I was going to say. If you're looking for a striker bowler for next week at 100k, then I think he's probably one of the better picks. I guess if that's the kind of money that you're looking at, who would you go first? Would you go Pope first or would you go Chris Lynn first? Both are about the same and they've both got similar BEs. Lynn's a -10 and Pope's a 3 for his BE. So they both should make cash after this round. I'm not a big fan of having bat onlys in, but if you've got to pick one or the other for similar price, who do you go?
Yeah, I'd rather Pope over Lynn.
Yeah, I don't like either, but anyway, that's just me. There's someone else that's even cheaper than both of them who's playing the double next round, which we probably should speak about too, which is Tim Ward at 75k as well. So, yeah, I think it's okay to go a striker as long as you've got an okay amount of Canes in your team. But I'm certainly not loading up on Canes, not after what happened with their last double. So. Yeah, I'll probably use my last boost next round and bring some more strikers in because I've only got one at the moment. But it's a risk because he scores a 46, 44, 32, 12 and 116 for Lloyd Pope. There's a reason why he's cheap. So, yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, and then
I might not do it, but I understand.
Hobart and Perth for his 2 games in the double.
As I said, I understand it. I'm not saying I would do it, but I understand it.
Yeah.
I get it. I think it's better than Chris Lynn. I'm with Tim on that one.
Yeah. I think you'd go Pope ahead of Lynn if you were going to decide between those two.
And Marty, he's fading the Canes over the strikers for sure.
Yeah.
I think we're all on board with that one pretty much.
Yeah.
All there with you. Yeah. All right, so that's our trading.
I've still got a team full of them, then I can't trade them all out at once.
Now, Tim, we're still after your brother, mate. Can you track him down for us? He's still wanted somewhere. It's very scary that there you are. Like, oh my God.
Yeah,
all right, I did threaten it.
Get your hands out of your pockets and get ready for this round's Afridi Award.
Oh, yes, this round's a Freddie Award. All right, so I might let Rossco hand out this one because I didn't own him, so I don't give a shit. But for those people who owned him, possibly Tim, most definitely Ross, who's your Freddie Award go?
I don't want to talk about this bloke. I've had him since the start of the season. I jumped on him at the start, but no one else owned, hardly anyone owned him. Thought I'd get ahead of the jump of everyone for his first double. And that the Freddie Award this round goes to one Glenn Maxwell. I don't think there's much more to say. Like, there really is. It's just, there's not much to say. The shots he got out to in the 2 games of the double, oh my God, like seriously, like just, yeah, no, not good. Not good at all. So, yeah. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. He was straight out of my team as soon as lockout opened this morning. So you know what's going to happen now that I've traded him out. He'll probably bang out 100 next game.
Timmy, did you own Tim?
Yeah, I did as well, and played him, and his score dropped out. Actually, no, I think I think his score stayed in the end because my other massive score of Chris Jordan's ginormous 2 points. I think that dropped out of mine in the end. So. Yeah, look, I think the Afridi could have gone to either of them because Jordan was average. Yeah, the only problem I've got now is he's only worth 100k, so he's no good for me to trade out this week anyway. His BE's 111, so I'll just have to hold him for next round's double and hope he makes his 111.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. And that is the problem with your Canes at the moment, is that most of them, apart from Nathan Ellis, that's why I say Nathan Ellis is probably your best trade amongst all of them. But, people like Meredith, Chris Jordan, right, they're worth so little. Even Owen really did drop right down the pecking order, but you wouldn't be selling Owen, or I wouldn't. But, yeah, their value has just dropped out so badly that, like Nathan Ellis is about the only one with some value left that he's going a bit busted too, so...
Yeah, even McDermott, he's down to like 79k or something ridiculous now. Yeah. So I did sell one of my Hurricanes because I had I had 3 Hurricanes in my bowlers. So it would have been giving me a player short. So I've ended up selling, I think it was Riley Meredith. I was going to sell Jordan, but I've decided that Jordan's probably got more upside than what Meredith's got. So I've changed those 2 around. Just a quick update from the Test 2 boys. The Aussies are none for 53 off 11 overs. So they've got off to a flyover start. Travis Head on 30 not out and Weatherald on 21 not out.
Jesus, going quickly.
Certainly seems like a batting deck down there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
What did sorry, I missed the last hour of play because I was obviously down the dock. What did the Poms actually score in the end?
Is it 380 something? 384.
Yeah, righto.
Yeah,
And that was all out, declared.
Which is pretty good by the Aussies because they were 2 for 211 or something.
All right, got some more questions. Stephen Marr, how many sixes should we all take into this round? I'm taking 4.
I'm going 4.
Yep, I'm on 4 also.
Yeah, so it seems
I just think it's a bit of a. I think you could go maximum 5, but you want to be probably trading one of them out come round 8 when they've got their bye. So you don't want to be going too heavy, but you don't want to be going too light either because obviously, if you've got 4, then you're set for the last round of your double. You don't need to bring any more in because they're the only team on the double come the last round.
Thanks for that question there, Steve. Appreciate that. Tom,
on that note, Brad, question without notice. Do we actually want to have a look at the draw for the last few rounds? That may have a bit of influence into some other people's teams and what their thoughts are.
Oh, maybe.
Have you got that ready to go?
Did I hear someone mention the?
Did I hear somebody mention the draw? Oh
Yeah,
my goodness! We knew it would happen. All right, what's happening with the draw, Tim?
Yeah, look, guys. So with the draw this week in round 6, so as we've said multiple times, the Sixers have got the double this round, and the Hurricanes have the bye. Now there'll be a lot of people jumping off Hurricanes, but keep in mind they actually have a double next week, as do the Strikers. So for me personally, like I think I had 6 Hurricanes going into this round. I've dropped 2, still keeping 4. But haven't got any strikers yet. So that's my next port of call for next round. So, yeah, Hurricanes have the bye this week, but do have a double next week, as do the Strikers. And then on that too, with round 7, there is actually no teams on a bye next week. So looping does get a little bit harder for next round. So have a good think about that. Going into round 8, then the Renegades have their first and only double for the series. Double in round 8, and they actually play the first game, which does make some things a little bit tricky for some people as well. And the Sixers have a bye in round 8. So if you load up on Sixers this round, you want to hold them for a bit and then maybe stash them for round 8 because they then have another double in round 9. So it's a little bit all over the shop. You do have to have a good hard look at the draw when you're looking at your trades at the moment because some of the guys you're going to be dropping, you're going to want the week after or vice versa.
100%. Thanks for that. That's good. All right. We'll get back onto these questions. Tom Gardner. Is Finn Allen back for this round? What a good question there. Ross, we'll get you to answer that one.
I believe the latest update that we had from Honeyball was it's most unlikely that he's going to play given that they play, I think it's in 48 hours. I think they play the next game. It hasn't been ruled out yet, but he, on his expected side for this round for the Scorchers, he hasn't got him down playing. Same with Laurie Evans. Still waiting on him. He had a low-grade hamstring injury, so I'm not sure if he's going to play this round for them either.
Yeah, you wouldn't think Evans would be a very long shot. Even a low-grade hammy is at least 2 weeks sort of recovery period.
Yeah.
So I couldn't see that one. The finger, well, I don't know. Hopewadi got over his finger injury pretty quick.
Just rub someone's bum on it. It'll feel better.
Okay.
All right, one from Marty. This is one I know Marty's out there listening, and thank you very much, Marty, for sending this one in earlier. Is there any merit in bringing in Warner and looping this week? Has to make dollars, and for some of us, it would be handy. Offset is probably one less sixer, or bringing in another early striker? Right. If somebody hit me with this. I don't like the Warner trade. That's it.
No.
That's all I'll say. Who likes it?
No.
Yeah,
You don't
not
like
me
Marty's
personally.
idea there?
I think it's too late in the round to be chasing cash, isn't it? Like, you know, it make more sense to bring someone who's on a double this round or next round. I just don't see it being worthwhile, to be honest with you, to bring him in. You guys just have a chat for a minute. I'm just going to quickly check some numbers for a minute while I do that.
Yeah, look, if these are the numbers you're chasing, Rossco, I've already got them up. Look, his BE is minus 77. He's projected to score 29. So at the moment, he's averaged 43.8 for the series so far. 3-round average of 70, 5-round average of 54. Obviously, his big score last round makes a big difference in the grand scheme of things for that. So, look, if he takes the field and scores a 29, he's projected to go up 22K. So it's only going to get him to 125 or whatever it's going to be after that, at which point it's still not enough cash to do an upgrade next week up to one of the big hitters. Like, you can't go from him up to Matt Short next week without, I don't know, some major heart surgery somewhere and finding another 100K. So, well, it's more than that, 100 and something. So, yeah, look, I don't know. I understand that you may need to chase some cash. I'm not convinced necessarily that that's the way to do it. He needs to go something ridiculous, like score another ton for him to make enough money to then be worthwhile with a second trade next week. So you got to remember, it's 2 trades. You trade him in this week and then trade him out next week, or hold him for another round and then see where things go. But he basically needs to score another ton for him to be relevant in regards to what you're going to gain out of it.
I'll just add something in here quickly, and I know sometimes numbers don't mean anything. His last 2 innings against Adelaide, he's got 17 and 13 points.
Yeah. And that's the problem. He's not the, I mean, he's still a decent fielder, don't get me wrong, but he's not the Davey Warner that he was running around the pitch 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that pretty much seals it for me, Rossco, those last ones. And
I just think, I know I'm not a fan of Lloyd Pope or a fan of Chris Lynn, but I just think you're better off going with one of those 2 guys. Get yourself set, I think. You know, even going Ben Dwarshus if you don't own him. Like, I just think, yeah, it's a no for me. You know, there's no double coming up. I don't get the trade, but yeah. Anyway, look, it's definitely a pod play, but it's just probably not worth it.
Yep.
All right, son from Alan Alldog Wright. Alan's always contributing and commenting around the place. Many thanks, Alan, for the question. Really appreciate the feedback and all the support. Which 6s to get apart from Philippi and Edwards? Well, we're sort of, if you've been listening, we've sort of really covered it. Really, did he have Abbott there? Well, really, Abbott is your just about should be the most traded in. And then you can take a pick out of Dwarshus or Davies, but take a pick to which one you want to go. Toss of the coin.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yep. Yeah. I think you know, obviously Philippi, Edwards, and Abbott are the 3 that you're really going to want to have. And then after that, it's a matter of which 4th one that you're going to go out of, as you said, Dwarshus or Joel Davies, or whether you really go Poddish and and go a Babar or someone like that. But yeah, I'm not. It's not the role. It's not the role's just not great, unfortunately. When he's
all right, Timmy, you can read the next question.
From Brady Starr, I have a question. Why am I so shit this year? I'm glad he's referring to himself and not me. Yeah, look, mate, let's be honest. It depends on how many formats you're trying to play. I think that makes things a little bit difficult. It's time, it's everything, mate. There's so many things that factor into this game. Let's be honest, there's a shit ton of luck involved in playing Supercoach as well. One bad call that first game of the first round. That's what stuffed me. Pulling my 6s out when it looked like the game was going to get rained out. And the players that I had in my side before I pulled the trigger, they went gangbusters. And it's single-handedly that one decision has kind of trashed my season. I've been chasing it ever since. So, yeah, mate, if you started the same way I did, there's not much you can do about it. All you can do is regather and try and get your shit together and catch up on everybody else. Finish as high as you can. Set yourself a small goal, buddy, and see what you can chase. And just deal with the shit that your mates give you then.
All right, well, that's good. We're nearly getting towards the end there. I don't think we've got too much more. Rossco, what else have we got to cover?
No, I don't think we've got anything else, have we? I think we've pretty much been over everything for this round. Obviously, we'll be back, I think it's Friday for the next one. I think it might be. Yep. I think the round finishes on Thursday this week. So we're back Friday. Obviously, there'll be a bit more to discuss there with two teams on the double, with the Strikers and the Canes both on the double. Yeah, it makes me sick owning as many bloody Canes as I do now because just the way that they've been going. So I certainly won't be loading up on them, but that's a story that's a discussion for us to have on Friday when we do our next pod.
Boys, I actually have a question.
Sorry, Tim, I'll just run with this one first. I don't really understand the Canes a lot because if you have a look at that bowling attack, it's nearly international standard. Like you could put into any international team around the world and that would go well. So I don't understand why that they've fallen off a cliff. Like Riley Meredith is international standard. Chris Jordan quite clearly is. We know what Owen can do. He's just one of the most destructive players with a bat or ball. We can do both. It's a quality team. And then you've got the Pakistani leg spinners who both look very, very good, but just haven't been able to all get it together at once.
I think the biggest problem with Jordan the last few games is watching him bowl. He's missing his Yorkers. He's just not executing them correctly. So he's certainly been out of it. I think Ellis has been very unlucky. He probably should have had a few more wickets than what he's got now. And then Meredith, look, there's a lot of talent in there. I mean, even with their batting too, I just think the Chowdhury needs to be batting up that order more. I don't understand. I don't understand why Rian Ahmed came in and batted 3 last game when you've got Chowdhury in there, who's such a prolific hitter. He should be coming in earlier. I don't know. And even with Matt Wade, you got Matt Wade come in at 6. Like, it's just, there's so much batting power there. And yes, Ahmed could hit a ball, but by God, I certainly wouldn't have him batting at 3 ahead of Matt Wade or Chowdhury, that's for sure.
No, agreed.
We just had a message from Davey London come up on the bottom of the screen, giving me a bit of grief. Tell your story, Walk and Dave, because I knocked you off last week in our head-to-head comp, and I believe I've actually jumped you overall now, so you can give you as much stick as you like now.
Love it.
My terrible start, I'm still more higher in the ladder than what you are at the moment. So cop that one.
Well, Mark Munro would also like to know how's your BBL Supercoach going? He goes just quietly ranked 28th now overall.
Yeah. It's unfortunately I focused on this for 3 rounds and look what's happened. Haven't not checked this morning since lockout kicked in, but I've got no doubt I'm probably sitting back in 300s now rather than the 200s that I was in last week. So look, I've dropped. I've literally dropped probably 250 ranks in the last 3 rounds. I've held trades, so that's going to be the secret. The guys that have jumped me, they must be burning through the trades because I know a lot of guys that were around me had similar amounts or slightly less, and I've held trades. I think I've made 4 trades in the last 5 rounds in total. So it's just something that I had to bite the bullet to do. And there's been a lot of guys that were injured that are coming in and out all the time. And I think there's the guys that have jumped me must just be using their trades. So that's great. It's a 38-week season, not a 28-week season. So good luck in 10 rounds' time when you're out of trades and I can still do some.
Hey, look, I've still got 8 trades, mate, and I'm laughing.
8 trades, holy shit, mate! I'm stressing. No. I've got 16 trades left, and I don't want to use one this week, and I know I have to. So the late outs really hurt.
I have actually got 13 trades. I digress. So at least I got 13 trades. But I'm sitting in position 2,000, which for me, who knows nothing about EPL, is not too bad. I'll take that.
That's good, mate. It's well done.
I got the confetti and I got all my league wins and I even got a win in a cash league. So I'm hanging in there. All right, everybody. Anything else there, Tim?
Just before we go, sorry, Jake Wedler without LBW to Stokes for 21. It's 1 for 57.
Ouch. Bugger.
Yeah.
There goes my bloke in the bar bet. I jumped on that. $9 to even be the highest run scorer for the Aussies. Not going to happen now.
Let's hope you don't win that then, Brad. Otherwise,
I'm not going to win it.
He's not going to. His head's already on more runs.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Hey, boys, question without notice. This is one I wanted to throw out there before. With obviously, like we talked about before, Jack Edwards is probably the number one trade-in target for everybody this round. Looking at Cooper Connolly, priced very similar and has a BE of 127. I know Coops is obviously one of the top scorers of the comp at the moment, but with Edwards having the double this round and obviously the Scorchers have no more doubles left to play, is there a world where you could go Cooper Connolly to Edwards, considering he's got, 5 games in the next 4 rounds?
There is a world. This is more a question for next week, because next week, for instance, I will have, I think, 4 players worth over 200,000. One of those players is going to have to go so that I can bring in Matt Short. Now, I guess other people are going to be exactly the same boat. You're going to have 3 or 4 players all over 200,000 in your team, and you're just not going to be able to fit it all in. So somebody, either Cooper Connolly, your Edwards, your Stoinis, which will be he's going to be, if he keeps increasing in funds, he'll be very close to the 200K. One of these players is going to have to go and make way for Matty Short.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You agree, Ross?
Yeah, I think you should probably try and find another way to get a hold of Jack Edwards. I don't know if I'd be selling Cooper Connolly. I mean, he got 53 points in the game last night just in catches and bowling. So once he gets going with the bat, which, we know he can do, he's probably one I certainly don't want to be getting rid of, but could be something I have to reassess next week. But in saying that, I've already got Jack Edwards and I've already got Matt Short. So I really don't need to sell Cooper Connolly. I'd probably sell Stoinis before I sold Cooper, but
that was my next question.
Yeah, that's probably what I'd do.
Yeah, because I think that's very relevant, not just to myself, but I think that's very relevant to a lot of people. I don't have my cash, as I said last round, is very much spread out throughout the whole team. My team value is not much different to where you guys are at, but it's very spread. I don't have the same high ceiling guys that you guys have.
Marty, go back to Marty's question. He brings up a good point there that they've got a few games left at Optus, and we've seen how that pitch has been playing to spin. So I think it would be very difficult to try and get rid of Connolly for sure.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Definitely be finding other avenues other players to trade out over him. I think Stoinis would go before Connolly for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Stoinis to Matty Short looks like being what I'm planning at this point in time, but it's all going to be, dependent on what people score. And,
it also depends on what Stoinis gets this week too, because what's his break even, about 70 or something, isn't it?
No, 124. And that's why I asked, because Connolly's is 127 and Stoinis is 124, and there's about 30K between the two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting next week. All right, folks, until next week, we're going to sign off now. Keep a watch on the weather. Rossco will be posting there any weather updates that do come in. I can tell you right now in Coffs Harbour, it's damn hot, but humidity is not quite as bad as it was yesterday. So it feels like about 30 degrees. I think it's actually about 28, and just a slight bit of overcast. Nothing appearing on the weather map as yet. So it looks like it all could be good, but it's Coffs Harbour, man. You never know. Rain comes from nowhere here. All right, so until next week, race trade your ass off, have fun super coaching, and we'll catch you later.
Stay safe, be good.